everyone. Welcome to this webinar, How AI is Reshaping Teaching, Learning, and Assessment. Okay, so starting again, how AI is reshaping teaching, learning, and assessment? This is a very interesting topic, and we'll start with the first question: Why AI literacy matters for educators? And before this and before that, I want to ask you, what do you mean by AI literacy? What is AI literacy? Of course, we should differentiate between literacy, reading, and writing. This is something different. What do you mean here by AI literacy? Any input? Any response? Can you hear me?
Hi, can I speak?
Yes, of course.
So AI literacy, I suppose it's the set of skills and knowledge that is required to use AI tools in a certain field. In this case, it's for educating and pedagogy.
Yes, very good. Is this Hadil? Is this
Yes,
Hadil?
hi. Yes, hello.
Yes, Hadil, just another reminder, please. Hello. Because I cannot see your name.
Yeah.
Again, could you please register through your email? Which I sent in the group. I'm sure you're using the direct link. So please,
Yes.
we'll be waiting for everyone to rejoin again. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
So it's very, very important, Okay, thank you very much, Hadil. Any
Okay.
other
Thank you.
input? Any other input? What do you mean by AI literacy, artificial intelligence literacy? What does it mean? Of course, Hadil, gave a very good definition. If anyone wants to participate, she is more welcome. I want this webinar to be interactive. I don't want it to be a lecture. That's why I'll be asking you from time to time, involving you.
Sorry,
Yes, yes, please.
when I join from my email, I can't find the micro and the camera when I open it. I don't know what is the problem. So that's why I joined from your link.
Yeah, I think also, Sabi, I think many other people are waiting. I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah. When I join from my link, I can't open the mic or do anything. So that's why.
So can you help, please?
Dr. Mohammed, attendees
Yes.
won't be able to switch on their cameras or mics. That is a default setting that has been done, but they can definitely interact with us in the chat. So whatever you ask, they can drop in their ideas in the chat box.
Yes, please. Okay, no problem.
So I keep joining by this link, or I try for another time.
So what do you think, Sabi?
No, please use your personal email IDs to join it, and whatever you want to say, or maybe whatever Dr. Mohammed is questioning, you can answer in the chat box. You can drop us a message, and he'll be able to see it. Otherwise, you won't be able to receive the participation certificate if you join.
Because this is a webinar, and the dynamics of webinar is different. I fully understand. So you can just answer in the chat box.
Okay, thank you. I will join from my own email.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. So you just can send a message, and we'll read it. Okay. Again, coming back to AI literacy. So AI literacy normally is the ability to understand AI, artificial intelligence, not only understand artificial intelligence, but also use it, monitor, and critically reflect on AI applications. And we will do this, later on when we proceed with some of the topics, especially when we discuss ethics and the importance of ethics in artificial intelligence. So again, it's understanding, using, monitoring, and critically reflecting on AI, because reflection, as you know, is very important in any teacher practice, whether it's AI or any other aspect of the teacher practice. So it's very, very important about reflecting on this, because some people, they embrace new inventions as we have previously embraced technology 20 years ago on the internet, and I witnessed that some teachers were using, for example, PowerPoint, in their PowerPoint presentation, in their teaching, in their classrooms, sometimes without any use, overusing it sometimes, That's also very important that we reflect. Yes, AI, as I will explain, is very important. Yes, AI has many affordances for the teachers, for the classroom, but again, reflection is very, very important also, like any other invention. Yeah. So if I can go quickly to the agenda of this webinar, again, welcoming you. Thank you very much again for attending this webinar, and I hope you will join other events which we'll be holding in the future. We will touch on again why AI literacy matters for educators in more detail. AI in teaching and learning. This is another topic. Challenges in AI education comes next, and then practical AI tools for educators. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by some WhatsApp messages. So whoever has access to the WhatsApp group, please tell them that they cannot they won't be able to use their microphones. However, they can use the chat box. Whoever, please, Sarah, if you are here, if you have joined, Hadir, please, can you shoot a message to the groups telling them that they can use their chat box instead of the microphone. This is a webinar, as I explained earlier. And then key takeaways and next steps, and the final stage of this journey, of this webinar journey, will be the live question and answers. Yes, so let's start with maybe defining artificial intelligence, before speaking about AI literacy and and its importance. What is artificial intelligence? If you can see, I have put a definition here. So AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think, learn, problem solve, which is very, very important, and also perform tasks. Okay. So, and I have put a small two pictures: IQ, human IQ, and AI IQ. I was listening to a YouTube video this morning, and I was surprised. My God, how can the IQ, the level of IQ can reach? Can anyone please put the average IQ for a human being? What is the average? An average a human being? How much can he or she have? Can you just put this in the chat box if you know, of course? Does anyone know? Hello? Do you have access to the chat box? Yes. Well, yes. Ahlam Ashur, 100. That's the average. 60 and 70 is oh my God, it's low, but the average is 100, Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Ahlam. Between 85 and 115, this is, yes, Sabi, thank you. Sarah, 100 again. Yes, that's good. But I was surprised this morning to hear that AI will reach 1,000. My God, 1,000. You can never compete with AI then. You never compete with, of course, artificial intelligence. And as I will explain, in the coming upcoming slides, about the different types of AI that we have as a human beings to compete against, and I can I'm sure it's we cannot we can never compete, at least with what we are seeing. But of course, the future holds many other surprises for us. So, any reflection on this definition, please? Again, I like your reaction. Interaction is very good. If you can put something, that will be very good. Which is terrifying, said Sarah. Why is it terrifying? Yes, Sarah, it can be very good for us, if we use it wisely, we will have AI doing things for us. But don't worry, AI can at least, now it will not replace teachers. Okay, we'll discuss this later. Okay, so let's go to the next slide with some definitions. of AI, types of AI. So we have neuro AI, which is and most of AI systems today, frankly, quite frankly, fall under this category. So we, I mean, again, Sarah, nothing to worry about now, but in the future, it's very worrying. Yes. So the neuro AI performs one specific task very well. For example, we have examples of facial recognition, voice assistance, for example, and then we have a stronger mode of AI, which can think, learn, perform tasks, across a wide range of activities. And then the fear comes here, Sarah. If there is any fear, it's with a super AI. My God, it exceeds human intelligence, by far, and of course human abilities. And there are many examples here, especially with the generative AI. Yesterday one of my friends told me that he is using Claude, to perform some intricate, complex tasks, and he said, I'm quoting him, he said that Claude might, in the future, do everything for you. I don't know if somebody of you have already experienced this. She can share this on the chat box. Okay, who is using Claude, for example, or an advanced version of AI? I do. Who is this? What's your name, please? AA. Hadil, yes. Can you tell me what are you using, Hadil? Which one? And please specify if you're using, in your teaching, Hadil. Yes, Nano Banana Pro, but that's for pictures, Hadil, come on. Okay, but that's good. That's good, But that's for reading pictures, designing pictures, of course. It has some advanced features. Yeah, thank you, Hadil, for sharing. Again, when it comes to teaching, especially teachers of languages, including English, of course, natural language, processing, NLP. Don't confuse this NLP with the other NLP. What's the difference between them? Who can tell? Something we have also learned in applied linguistics. Any idea? NLP and teaching through NLP also. It's another approach. You can again use the chat box if you know. Please. Yeah, Arij has used Perplexity. Perplexity is quite advanced. Yes, compared to ChatGPT, that's good. Natural language processing, Sarah, but we should not confuse it with the other NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which we use also in teaching. So. Again, what's natural language processing, NLP? It's a field of artificial intelligence that enables machines to understand and generate a human language. Okay, what practical uses that we can have from an NLP? Translation, automatic summarization, and of course, as you know, there are many applications, AI apps that, especially in translation, that has by far, really excelled in translation. As an example, speech recognition also, So I'm making some definitions, again, which we might use these terms either now or maybe if you're joining the course. By the way, this is part of a whole course, AI educator, in which you will learn many, many things. I will give details at the end of this presentation. So again, why AI literacy matters for educators, because simply understanding the tools the students are already using. Our students, don't underestimate them, sometimes we need to catch up, especially with the different, I can see from Instagram, for example, some posts or some videos, some reels saying, to try to hide this from your teacher. Okay, so that's why we have to be ahead of the game. That's why we need to to know about AI. It's very, very important, because our students, are using AI, effectively, efficiently, and we should not, of course, lag behind. Designing better assessment, my God, this is a field which is very, very important, especially for the teacher. The pain of assessment, you know how painful, thank God we have AI with its different tools, with automated solutions. So assessment is one of the things which AI can help tremendously. Modeling critical thinking about AI, yes, again, because AI is not only about simple solutions, but also last time I was examining a website which was training. It was an AI powered website which can answer attitude questions. Especially, we're using this for for teaching the cabin crew. Okay, so it's not them only the multiple choice questions, even attitude questions. We have also the platform of IELTS, which evaluates students' writing, and it's very, very advanced. Again, as I said before, staying relevant in a changing profession. It's not only teaching, it's not only education. AI has changed the whole game, and very quickly. That's why either you join, or you will be backward. And there is a risk. The risk is here, because in the future, schools, they need teachers with AI literacy. They need certified teachers about AI, especially at the international level. It has come, Also, equity and ethics. What is equity and ethics? You can write, why AI literacy matters here. Why equity? Why ethics? Of course, equity here means that every teacher has access, to very good professional development. For example, he has access to the most advanced tools. It's not in the past. For example, we have countries, spending a lot of money on their teachers, but supporting their teachers with the latest technologies. Now AI is making everything equal for everybody. You have access to all these tools. Some of these tools are free. So there is no excuse. For example, we have some teachers in the past teaching some of the richest countries saying, "Oh, I've heard this before, because because these people have the monies, because these people have the technologies." But now it's equal now. You can have access to whatever you want, We'll talk about ethics later on, okay? Ethics is important also because related here, because it's related to equality, the democratization of learning, So everyone, whether he is a student, he is a teacher, he has access to the latest technologies. He has access to the latest tools. And again, also preparing students for the workforce. It's very, very important. The workforce that is, that will be in the future will be definitely different from the old one, and it will rely to a certain extent, too much on AI, So we have to change the pedagogy. We have to change, the content, the curriculum, and that's why teachers, should be knowledgeable of AI, tools that can be very effective in classrooms. If you have any remark, please, you can again put it, in the chat box. You can see that, Hadil. Also, we can earn time with AI, not just money. Yes, of course, time, energy, yes. And also, again, it's time saving, the same point, Thank you for sharing. Thank you for interacting. That's very, very important. Again, importance of AI, if we look at these, these affordances, intelligent tutoring systems, of course, this is in context of education, Okay, automated grading and assessment. My God, we are experiencing this and of course here, when the test is automated, and the students receives the test immediately, not only with the grade level, with how shall I say, but with the letter grade, for example, for A1, B1, okay, it's not only the digital grade and the chat box and virtual assistants, through AI, for example, our app, English app, of course, there is a chat bot and which you can, with whom or with which you can interact. We are developing something in the future. Um, Very, very advanced, inshallah. And I will let you know as soon as we finish it. Curriculum planning also. Yes, you can use AI to devise curriculum. There are many tools. Coursebox is one of them. It's bad, a solution, but it's very good. You can even have videos through AI agents, AI avatars, learning analytics, of course. This is very powerful, very, very powerful, and we have experienced again this through the, of course, app in which, every day almost, as soon as you use the app, there is a new, there is new data about your progress. And I'm sorry to say, human beings, as a beings, we can never produce such detailed, such sophisticated, such reliable data AI can produce. Content recommendations. This is for again related to the curriculum. Again, it can make recommendations. Again, we are here and again same. Topic discussing the importance of AI. If you can again from time to time jot down some ideas. I have many. AI can be very helpful in automating our routine tasks as teachers, of course. Yes, indeed, of course. Okay, and then you have the app with the James. Who is this? It must be a student saying the app with James. That's the avatar, and of course, so beneficial for me, honestly. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. Okay. What else? Who is, sir? A crucial thing to mention that I is often perceived as objective, but it actually reflects the data it is trained on and the decisions made by its developers. Wow, that's wow. You can discuss this in ethics. We'll discuss this, Hadil, when we touch on ethics. Very good point, Hadil. Very good point indeed. So. Again, importance of coming back to the importance of AI, we forgot about personalization of learning. For example, the new, of course, app, if you register, you will, of course, it will ask you some questions, and then there is a learning path for each student. That's very good. The beauty of personalization is that, and we have experienced as teachers. I was a teacher, in a model school before, and one of our problems was differentiation. How can you differentiate, materials inside the same classroom? And I think AI has answered this, because it's able to differentiate, producing materials for the same class very quickly, So if you are, for example, making a lesson plan. So you just tell AI that I have different levels in my class, and then it can devise different lesson plans, different materials. That's very, very important. We could do this in the past, but it was time consuming. Real time feedback, that's good, especially when you're talking to these avatars, communication and feedback becomes handy, it's immediate. That's very, very important through the chatbots, as I have explained. Collaborative learning, teamwork, and communication skills through AI, and there are many platforms. We can touch on them later on. engaging experience, immersive. And when we're talking about engaging experience here, we talk about um, AI, we talk about VR, virtual. What is it? VR, the virtual reality, I think, is a virtual reality in which, especially in subjects like science, in which students can be immersed in some learning experience, using VR. We talked about assessment, efficient assessment, very, very reliable, again, especially, and quite frankly, we had doubts about validity and the reliability here when it comes to AI assessing students. And from what I have experienced through our IELTS platform, I can guarantee, guys, that because I have asked one of the students who sat for IELTS, and I told him how reliable were the corrections which AI did in the platform. He said, they were so reliable, sometimes more demanding than human interventions. So, for example, he was rated 6. His writing was rated 6 as a band, but he got 6.5, in the final IELTS test. Okay, as Hadil maybe said, or many teacher support, of course, AI has the potential to automate, these routine tasks, and teachers, of course, can have more time to attend to other issues, Okay, that's very, very important. So, practical AI tools for educators. Let's move to the next topic. There are some of tools which I will share with you. But before this, can you also share some of the tools that you are already utilizing? I have to reduce also administrative. Oh yeah, Hadil talked about administrative work. That's because we're not discussing here in management. I avoid to speak about this. But yes, teachers' administrative tasks. Yes, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I have also from a cognitive perspective, Hadil is saying AI supported environments enhance metacognition as learners become more aware of how they learn. Immediate feedback loops, intelligent hints, and scaffolded guidance promote deeper processing rather than surface memorization. Very good, Adil. Yes, I remember, in 2023, I think, when I went to becomes a little bit popular, and then people, teachers, they were complaining, educators were complaining. This is very problematic for for our students who will have a lot of plagiarism, and then, after some time, I read an article by from a Cambridge University website, and it said, teachers, for example, who are teaching writing, can utilize this for their advanced. So instead of focusing on grammar, students then they can come up with these writings, and then we can engage students in more high level skills like comparison. We can have students compare their writings, compare the styles, so again, there is always a way, because again, there is no escape, but we can use it, for our benefit. So instead of focusing on these low skills, correction of grammar, I mean, AI is doing this for you, and you can focus on more advanced skills like analyzing, synthesizing, comparing. That's very, very important. Hadil, thank you very much for raising this. Going back, I have a lot of going back to the tools. I don't know which tool are you talking about. First, people don't accept these tools. Notebook LM is great. Of course it is, Arish. It's a great, Well, people don't accept, things at the beginning, but when when they see the benefit, they will accept it. Don't worry. Hadil. This is what happened in at the beginning when we have all these internet affordances. And the ChatGPT, Canva also, yes. I use Boredom for researchers. Yes, you must be doing some research. Kahoot, which I have mentioned in my slides. Kahoot is especially with its AI assistant is very important. Well, Kahoot is has been in the used for so long, but now it's advocating the AI. That's why it becomes very more useful. Grammarly also, Perplexity, yeah, many tools. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sharing. Okay, let's focus on umbrellas, three umbrellas, immersive learning environment, especially with the VR and AI. I think your virtual reality, augmented reality, creating engaging hands-on learning environments, especially when you are teaching science. So there is an immersive experience here on the side of the students. When it comes to language learning, the immersive experience in when the students engage with an avatar, okay, and speaks with the avatar, about different topics, that's very immersive. It's not possible. I mean, to do this, it was not possible to do this. I remember that when we went to the UK, some years ago, as part of our teacher training, one of the reasons was to immerse us in a real environment because we're living with the British families. Wow, no need now. Teachers don't need you. They have AI. Okay, and then again, the second umbrella is personalized learning experience. Customization. It's very important. When you have one tool like the AI, of course, attending to different levels at the same time. So by creating different pathway, different learning pathways, and of course we have interactive learning tools like the chatbots, virtual tutors, of course, providing support, these AI assistants, teacher assistants, they call them. They also call them AI tutors. Yeah, that's all. That's very important. Kahoot, is mentioned maybe by Arij here. It's becomes more interactive through AI, of course. Kahoot, um, uh, it focuses on quizzes, gamified learning, very important. Google Classroom here, online platform, Quizlet. Quizlet is very famous. And the best thing here is that you can use it. You can customize it to your context, and you create quizzes for your students. The most famous, sorry. Of course, AI language learning platform is Duolingo, and as it's famous for the gamification of learning. Um, yeah, which is motivating the students. So these are some AI tools for engagement. I'm sure that you know some others, and I'm sure when we embark on this certification, if you will join it, inshallah, in the future, we will discuss more AI tools, and we will give you more applications for these tools, and we'll give some not only samples but real applications in the context of teaching, in the context of assessment, and evaluation in different educational contexts. Okay, these are some of the other tools already. It's some of you have mentioned some of them. For example, GradeScope for automated grading, especially used for large-scale schools, for example. Okay, well, Turnitin plagiarism detection. I used it, when I was working at the university, but without AI. Now I think it's more accurate. Now it will be used also by teachers, normal teachers, because in the past we used them, especially in the context of universities. It was very expensive, but I think the new version is cheaper. Okay, grading, and again, if we can see the difference between AI-driven grading and traditional grading, and yes, as Hadil said. Traditional grading was time consuming and subjective. What do we mean by subjective here? We need to be critical sometimes. comparing AI grading and teacher grading, I mean, what do you think? Which one is more reliable? This is a question. I need some questions, some answers from you, if you don't mind. I will be reading. Yes, let's go forward. Okay. So, come on. Any answers for these questions? Do you think that AI-driven grading is more reliable, or maybe you disagree and think that's that's not the reality? What do you think? Yes, I will be waiting for the answers. But again, I will be reading. Hadil is saying, I believe that AI makes the education more active and easy. I don't know what is meant by more active, Hadil, quite frankly, but easier, yes. Well, and I also don't think is this something positive or something negative? More active, okay, and easy. What do you mean? You mean active? That will be positive, okay. Um, Luay AI for creating lessons and quizzes, notebook LM, that's good. Thank you very much, Luay. Yes, living slide is great for presentations. Wow. Yes, of course, for student presentations, some AI apps are good. Yes. So coming back to my question, let's see if you have any answers. It could be better than traditional grading. Arij is answering. There are distinct types of LLMs. If the data fed, yes, if the data is fed to the system is good enough, it could be yes, very good. Yes, it depends. Arij is saying it depends. Okay, you have to provide enough data for the AI, and also you have to train, AI to provide more reliable grading. Yes, I agree. I think that AI is brilliant. Who is this? But also stupid at the same time. My God, this is Ahlam. I'm sure. Why stupid? Okay, this contradicts intelligence. No problem. But just tell me, why is it stupid? It's brilliant, but also stupid. What do you mean? But maybe at the beginning, but a future version, again, I don't think they will be stupid. Again, I think the metaphors, when it comes to understanding metaphors and all, okay. No. It's oh my God. I think things are developing at Asia very fast, and you'll see AI, which is a future IQ, Oh my God, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that it will be able to do, especially generative AI. Okay, my God, they are reading pictures, we are using love art, okay, here, of course. Unbelievable. You give him the picture, tell him I want to, and you give him a prompt. Oh my God. What, with my due respect to the designer we are working with, it's, oh my God, it's by far, very sophisticated, what love art is doing. Okay, reliable in some ways. It doesn't get tired or emotional. Yeah, no, so objective, not subjective. It's more reliable. Cinda is saying, thank you, Cinda. Hadil thinks that's it's more subjective, more objective. Again, Cinda, AI is amazing, but we should always double check. That's critical thinking on our part as a human beings. That's why we would always need human beings, for evaluation reasons or checking reasons. We need a human beings. Again, coming back to Ahlam, it's stupid because it makes silly mistakes sometimes. Yes, it does. But try Claude, try Perplexity. My God, try these because we're using ChatGPT only. Okay, my answers are not showing. I don't know. Can somebody track with me some of the answers? She said it's not showing. Okay. Anyway, maybe Sarah can help us here. Okay, AI grading is fast and consistent, giving students immediate feedback and reducing teachers' workload. Yes. So human teachers remain essential for fair and meaningful evaluation. Yes, I agree. And again, Hadil is firing something else. Is this Hadil, guys? Also can misunderstand creative or complex answers. No, that's not true, Hadil. I told you, but that AI can now even answer attitude questions, questions that are related to soft skills. It's just you'll have to find out the right tool. And then we have many teachers understand each student's unique style, especially in writing and speaking hands, they can just give nuanced feedback that goes beyond right or wrong. That's good. Yeah, I agree. I think it's prompted correctly. It will not make mistakes. Very good, Cinda. That's good. That's why they're teaching prompt engineering. It's a skill. Wow, it's one of the skills that even teacher need to acquire in the future, because if you write the wrong prompt, it will give very poor results. The stronger the prompt is, the better results it is. Okay, but also the human contact as teacher, like body language is very important. Nobody is saying that a human presence is not important. Of course, a human presence is, and still people are resisting, learning through AI. But again, in the context of education, um, um, we have to provide diversity. It's all about diversity. When the internet came, some people were afraid. Oh, we have all maybe the internet, and it will make some of the tasks more automated. And we'll lose jobs. Nobody lost his job. No, nobody lost her job. But maybe the people who will be more adventurous are the people who will be abreast, are the people who will be updated, current about AI, are the people who will enhance their knowledge about AI. Because anyway, I mean, AI is coming, AI has come, and AI is advancing, and AI will be more utilized in the classroom, in the teaching, in the assessment. So we have to be, again, knowledgeable about all these solutions. Otherwise, as I said again, you lag behind your students. But sometimes I think that AI just wants to satisfy our needs. It's if it is misunderstood. Yes, again, you're using simple chat GPT. Again, it comes to the prompt. Use a very good prompt, and you have better results. I have a question. Do you think that I can threat the values of the workers sometimes? I will answer this when it comes to when we talk about ethics. The best way is to combine AI grading with additional methods, so you can save time while still keeping evaluation thoughtful and meaningful. AI is trying to compromise, to be more compromising, maybe integrating both tools. Why not? Why not? It can help. Okay, thank you for your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Again, coming back to the slide. Can you see the slide, please? Just say yes. Can you see the slides again? Yes, thank you. As a conclusion, we cannot eliminate who is concluding. My God, we cannot eliminate the human role. So the human touch is still, indispensable, important. Yes, it's not conclusive. I have to surprise you. No conclusion here. It's evolving, and we'll see. It will be always evolving. No best practices, no best solutions. Because AI is making conclusions. And assumptions, very hard. It's evolving, very, very fast. We have to just, to keep abreast of all these. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go back to the slide. Okay, again, you've mentioned all these points: efficiency and accuracy, personalization and fairness. Yeah, it is the question of bias also when it comes to traditional grading. But again, I think AI holds a lot of promise, much promise here, with in the future, because they will work on eliminating bias. As Arish said, if you feed the right data, I mean, samples, AI is very intelligent, highly intelligent to make which is which. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, and again, look at the end. I mean, balancing AI and traditional grading methods. Again, coming back to what Luay has said, mentioned. Some people tend, to balance between I mean, the two methods. For example, for because for example, AI can handle the multiple choice questions. When it comes to paragraphs and writing, still, people mistrust, AI, and of course we understand, but again, at least you get rid of these multiple choice, yes, no questions, types of questions. Any other tools? You've mentioned some of them. Challenges in AI education. What are the challenge? I want to hear some of you before I can also express my point of view as an educator. What's challenging about AI? I think if you want a perfect thing, you should balance between them. Thank you, Hadil, discussing previously traditional and AI-driven grading. Ethics here, again, what are the challenges? What challenges does AI pose for you as teachers, for us as educators? It's very controversial. Adaptability across your students. Adaptability across your students. What do you mean adaptability across your students? Adaptability, is it for the students, yeah, to be, I mean, to cope with AI, the AI solutions, yes. If you mean this, yes, that's good, I know it's very challenging. It's very challenging. That's why learning is very, very important. Okay, you cannot ignore it, okay. As there's a proverb in English: if you cannot beat them, join them, and you will never beat AI, guys. I'm sorry to make such an exaggerated claim, but that's my thinking. If you cannot join them, if you cannot beat them, join them. AI is a reality now. It will be a reality in the future. I mean, with more presence. So a risk of incorrect or misleading information. Yes, yes, yes. That's very important. That's very, very important. We'll discuss this later. Excellent. Sharing students' data. Another worry, another concern is students' data. Not only students' data, teachers' data is very, very important. That's something related to privacy, confidentiality. It's another problem. Yes, challenges over reliance on AI. That's a very good point. Who is this? Hadil again, again and again, where students may depend too much on technology and reduce their critical thinking skills. Yes, but again, that's why we need teachers. That's why we need teachers. Come on, I mean, you'll be steering everything, come on. But I also encourages, critical thinking. Yes. That's why my point on, again, I believe so much that we need teachers for this, to make students awareness about these affordances, the applications of AI. We should make sure that AI is used efficiently, effectively, okay, and most importantly that it also work on their high level skills. If I don't know if you know about Bloom's taxonomy, synthesis, analysis, evaluation, yes. Plagiarism is touching on plagiarism, but in the reverse sense. So when you share your own work, can be used by the AI and become plagiarized. Not necessarily, because Turnitin, for example, these AI plagiarism detection tools are getting more advanced, and I'm sure that AI can help us also here. Yes, it can encourage students to plagiarize, can it can encourage people to plagiarize, but it can also detect them very, very easily. I don't think it's a very big worry. Ahlam is here again. Teachers are responsible for safe and ethical AI use, which adds pressure. Good, Ahlam. It's a very good point. So that's why we need teachers. That's why we need teachers here when it comes to the ethical use of AI. Okay, it's very, very important, So raising students' awareness about the good use of AI. Students might use AI tools for cheating, plagiarism again. Yes, cheating, Yes, yes, of course. But again, it's for example, I give you an example. When I'm using this, because I'm a preparing you myself to be a full trainer for the AI educator program. They have a very good AI has a very good tool. For example, the exam you will do the exam, and of course everything is you are not able to move from the screen. So as if there is a real proctoring. So. And you cannot. We're experiencing this also with IELTS. The students cannot because IELTS now is becoming online. So they make sure that you cannot cheat. You will never cheat. You'll not be able to cheat. So yes, there are abuses from one side, but people in education are also devising tools to how shall I say to deal with these abuses. Since my use AI tools for that's the last point. Thank you very much, Adil. Okay, yeah. AI ethics in education, of course, ethical integration, responsible use of AI in education. So, this is very important. Integrating AI in education, integrating some tools, which poses sometimes some ethical problems, privacy problems. Okay. Revealing students' data. That's very, very important too. It's also mentioned in the last point, privacy. Okay, so using AI is a responsibility also. Okay, and it raises a lot of ethical issues. Transparency and accountability. Some, just give you an example of what happened to one. If you know about this, Real Madrid doctors, it's almost the news when they were using ChatGPT to make some prescriptions for their for Real Madrid players, which has risen many ethical problems, So there was also a case of a very famous a newspaper. One of the famous writers was using ChatGPT, which was very which was almost a scandal, Yeah, but again, if you are using something like this, you have to say I'm using it, So you should be transparent about using using AI. It's very, very important, It works both on the student and also on the teachers, also, because again, copyright is important here, You make sure that you're not using other people's data. Bias and fairness, very important, and we have discussed this when we touched on assessment. Okay, very important, privacy. The biggest issue is the privacy, protecting student data, because again, the use of AI solutions is thick on the ground, So the use of the AI apps are thick on the ground. Is thick on the ground also. So we have to be sure that students' privacy is protected, confidentiality is protected, especially when it comes also to videos. There are some, I don't know if you know about Hygiene. It can produce videos. For example, you can provide the picture of, I don't know, for Sarah, and it can produce, or whatever, Hadil, can produce a video, spoken by, you know this. So, again, we have to be very, very careful. We have to exercise as much critical thinking, as much evaluation as possible. So again, AI comes with much focus also on ethics, on these ethical dilemmas. There is a whole chapter, there is a whole module discussing this in the certification. If you will be joining the certification later on, very, very important. So we should be wary about this. Let's see what you have written. It teaches students the dark side that always escapes. Grammar again. Even from making small efforts, the dark side that always. I don't know what you mean. It teaches students the dark side that always escape even from making small efforts. I didn't get you, quite frankly, if you can elaborate on this. And then is this Loe again? Loe, AI image generator. Yes, it raised a lot of ethical problems. Last time we were using one of the solutions and it was blocked because we were using, the designer was using one a famous the picture of a famous influencer, and AI detected this and said, "No, sorry, you cannot use this," and it blocked us for some time. It blocked the designer. Then he came back to me and he said, "Okay, you cannot use this. You have to take permission to use this." Okay, so all these are important in the I power of the classroom. Your students, it's you tell the students whether you can use this or not, and you raise their awareness about tools. Okay, I think that's all for regarding the ethics. Okay, we're coming back to the end of this session, this webinar, this workshop, whatever. Again, AI educator certification of overview. So in talent education, this is the umbrella for, of course, for Dhaka AI. We have developed Dhaka AI, part of talent education, and we have a partnership with AI Search, which is a American US body. That's why we were insisting that you register through your name, because you'll get the automated certificate right away. But unfortunately, there were some problems. We'll try to fix them in future encounters, in future webinars, workshops. So Dhaka Talent Education has a partnership with AI Search, Artificial Intelligence Search, which is a very reputable body for certifying professionals on AI. It's not only education; it's other disciplines. Prompt in the fields like prompt engineering, like design, like finance. Since we are focusing on education here, if you want to join this program, we have some great discounts for you. Also, the possibility of some discounts. Excuse me doing some promotional here, okay. But again, part of this program is to raise your awareness about the importance of AI in the classroom, in teaching and learning. And this program, because I'm involved in this program, I am the trainer. I will be your trainer. Okay. So we have it holds some good promise regarding what are the expectations from this program? So we will master the foundation AI concepts. We will try to contextualize AI, because again, you have to provide an argument as a teacher, for using AI. Why are you using AI? It's very important to know about these arguments. It's not like any tool, you come across, you just put it, and say, I am using AI and this is very effective. No, you have to contextualize this. It's very, very important. Why are you should know why are you using this in this activity? In this task. Why are you using this tool? And that's why notebook, for example. We have some remarks about using a notebook. We can provide. Why notebook should be used. For example, bringing AI tools into your classroom with all the affordances that AI can provide. Again, understanding a crucial issue, which is ethics and responsibility. It's very, very important. Sometimes you'll be using some AI tools, either you or your students, and it can put you in problems, especially when it comes to visuals, using videos, images, and above all, you will stay by joining this program. You will stay ahead of the latest AI trends. It's very, very important. I don't think it's a trend. It's a reality now. It's something which is helping students. As I explained earlier, the argument is so strong, okay, for you as a teacher, for your professional development, but also for you, for the student learning. because by the end of the day, we are all concerned about student learning. How can this learning be effective? How can we be fast? Also, faster. Fastness is very important. Okay, automation. It's very very important. Learning in a very fast way, in a very effective way, in a very efficient way, and I think AI holds a lot of promises. If you are interested, you can. You can contact us and we enroll you in this certification. Again, thank you very much for attending this webinar.